Guys, how are you? Hope you're doing really well. Really, really well. Now, if you watched my first video, I spoke about releasing a video within the last week on the Prism of Creation embodiment tool, and been feeling into that. And I feel it's right to talk about our inner being today. We're going to just get some foundational things in place before we start using embodiment tools. So I love talking about our inner being. Our inner being. Now, I am a child of the 80s, and I don't know if you guys recall a time when those love heart pendants that were like, it was like a heart shaped pendant that you could snap in half and give to your best friend. That was such a big thing. They probably still are. I don't know. That that is the perfect metaphor for your inner being. So, your inner being is the 90% of you that didn't leave heaven or non-physical energy or whatever sits right with you, whatever you call that higher power space, a land of animals, a land of whatever, where you believe, whatever your belief system is for, where we go when we transition back. So yeah, the previous video I spoke on, the reasons why all this, why did it happen? I talked about themes for your life that you chose before you came down, and that we're eternal beings, and that we have a team of light around us 24/7, unconditionally, no matter what. And when we choose our themes, everything's set up. When you choose your life theme, like the things you're going to explore, for example, like I mentioned, you might choose to be a transgendered person, you might choose to be a straight person, you might choose to be a poly whatever type person. You might choose to be a Hispanic person, you might choose to be a Russian person, you might choose all of these beautiful combinations that are you in this particular incarnation. There are life themes that I spoke about, and they're all for our soul's expansion, and they come from a place where we know when we make these choices, we cultivate this team of light to come with us and support us through these life incarnations that we choose. Now, our inner being, when we do actually decide to physically incarnate, remember, up in non-physical, we are always an energetic emanation first. And then if we choose to come to Earth, then we choose to physically incarnate and become a human being and take on the process of becoming a human being through our parents. So, our birth parents. So, through this experience, through all your experiences, all your incarnations, the larger part of you has always stayed in heaven, for lack of a better word, in non-physical, if you're comfortable with that term, in that higher, far less resistant, non-physical, spiritual, pure light and love energy. 90% of you stays up there and guides you. And it's only about 10% of you that is actually down here in this physical incarnation, which is why it's so important to do our internal practices of connection, be it prayer, be it meditation. And meditation can take many forms. Meditation for some people is singing. That is truly being in a meditative state, is singing, or doing whatever is your passion. That is an example of like being in a meditative state, because you're connecting in. People who sing are constantly tuning in and receiving messages about how to hit the next upcoming note, the next upcoming note. It's totally a channeling experience. And you can transfix that over to whatever passion, whatever, you just put your head down and you look up, and 3 hours later you go, oh my God, where'd that time go? That's because you're in your passion, your excitement. That's akin to being in a meditative state and being tuned in to that higher non-physical version of you and your team talking to you and inspiring you. So, as I said, only 10% of you comes down here, and 90% of you stays up there and guides you. Now, this is very important and very exciting stuff to know, because when you think about it, why in the hell would you come down here and incarnate when there is so much contrast, but also so much light and joy? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just stay up there? Because you have this huge team of light, and you have, first and foremost, most of you is going to stay up there and guide you. And that's your inner being. Your mini me, your inner you, whatever you want to call it. You're going to be guided. You come from such a place of confidence and excitement and knowing who you are as a spiritual being, first and foremost. This energetic emanation of pure light, love, joy. And you get very excited about your path and what your soul's chosen. And you know that you're going to have this team of light down there with you. Now, I want to say something here that's very powerful. Not everyone remembers, and that's perfectly okay. Not everyone remembers, and that's perfectly okay. And not everyone remembers, and sometimes that's the perfect answer for their incarnation not to remember, and to feel that disconnection, and to know that something's not right, that something's missing, that they don't feel good, so they go searching. Or perhaps they don't. Perhaps they make all kinds of choices and just end up eventually transitioning back for whatever reason, and then they remember. I just want to really stress and reiterate here that there is no wrong choices. And again, we're all these beautiful beings of light. unconditionally loved by Source, doing the best we can in any moment, and we are eternal. We never die. We just transition back. No one leaves. Everyone that you've ever loved that has transitioned is so focused on you and loves you so much. So, to get back to our inner being, our 90% self that's guiding us from non-physical. I want to get into this a little deeper now. So because we are this pure emanation of light and love, that's truly who we really are. And because 90% of us is up there and only 10 is down here, and because we're an energetic emanation first and foremost of pure light, love, and joy, and a human being second, we have to have that awareness and cultivate and create that connection to our inner being and that knowingness of our inner being and that flowing of love and energy in ourselves every day as much as we can know and remember. Why is that so important? It's so important because when you connect with your inner being, when you think the same thoughts as your inner being, that is pure love, pure light, pure joy, constantly focused on the things you want, constantly focused on those things. When you think the same thoughts as your inner being, that's what people refer to in the metaphysical spiritual world as being in alignment. And you often, in that alignment, you just feel this euphoria. It's like nothing else matters. There's no problems anymore. You see through the eyes of God. You see why. You feel this perfect love. You know that there's contrast, but you know that that's part of it. And it's just a choice. Oh, I won't add that to my shopping basket. I won't add that in my bag. It's just a choice. Oh, I don't choose that. I choose this. That's all contrast is. So your inner being, when your little 50% heart connects with your inner being, 50% heart, it's like cha-ching, it comes together. And I apologize for this really corny example, but it works for me. It's like, yeah, that's when your heart is whole. That's when you're in alignment. That's when you feel amazing. That's when you have amazing sexual encounters with your partner, partners, not non-partner, whatever floats your boat. There's no judgment by Source. You do you. Um, when you look at your partner or you look at the people you love and you just vibe on all the things that you see in them that you love, and you accentuate it and you feel into it. You do the same for yourself. Do the same for your animals. You do the same for people that inspire you. It's that feeling of like, yes, this is awesome. That's what alignment is. It's that coming together with that 90% part of you, your inner being, mixing with this 10% part of you down here, and thinking the same thoughts. It's uniting. And you guys might have noticed I have my little mate here as my little prop. So that is a representation that I thought might be fun today. Very fun for me right now. of your inner being. It's like a little angel on your shoulder. It's your higher self that is constantly beaming down to you love, constantly. Now, this next bit's super powerful. That's why when you feel shitty, when you feel negative thoughts, when you choose to think thoughts that are negative, there is this, that's the only way you start to feel bad, right? And you feel bad because you've disconnected from your little mate. Your 90%, the larger part of you is feeling great. Is feeling really good. And the larger part of you is not thinking those negative thoughts about those subjects that you're thinking about. For example, you might be judging someone. Your inner being's not judging them. Your inner being's loving them. And when you love them, you connect back up and you're in alignment again. So that's a very simple but powerful example of your inner being and how important it is just to know you have an inner being in itself is a powerful first step. With everything with metaphysics and the spiritual world, guys, go slow. Take your time. Feel into it. Embody it at your own pace. We are eternal. There's no rush. This stuff is meant to assist you, to empower you to the fullness of love to a full feeling of love that you can feel in every single moment. Okay? It's the reason why people want to get all the expensive stuff and blah, blah, blah. They think it'll make them feel better. And granted, it definitely will. But the physical, the material things only sort of, the payoff doesn't last very long. You ask rich people that have not figured out just yet how to cultivate these feelings and emotions with their inner being and their spiritual connection and their own spiritual light and love and joy. They will tell you the material stuff doesn't bring what this simple stuff brings. Now, there's a way to have it all, of course. And so I'm very passionate about everyone on the spectrum feeling into this. So if you do have all the stuff and you're feeling that vacant, like why am I not feeling like I thought I would feel once I got this stuff? You know, we can work together on these videos. We can feel into this, enjoy the ride, take it easy, be nice to yourself, and you'll cultivate this and you'll do it. Remember, you know, you've got your own little mate, your own inner being. Okay, you've got your own guidance system. This channel's all about light and love and self-empowerment. Embodying more self-love and self-empowerment. And the most powerful thing I can talk about is your connection with your inner being that loves you in every single moment, unconditionally, no matter what, who, what, where. Unconditional love, source love, not that conditional stuff, the stuff your dog gives you, you know, that unconditional love. It's extremely powerful. Whenever you are in any kind of moment and you're feeling a moment of disconnection. And that's all it is. It's just a moment of feeling disconnection. But I want to tell you guys something so powerful, that you are never disconnected. You've just forgotten for a sec. You've just forgotten. Hang on. It's like my arm connected to me, or the nose on my face. It's there 24/7, whether I can see it or not. It is there. So in moments where you're feeling anything lower frequency, I just want you guys to start practicing. Just start practicing remembering your inner being. Oh, my inner being. My inner being loves me right now. My inner being's not feeling this way about this right now. My inner being perspective on this right now isn't that. My inner being is pure light, love, and joy. My inner being ain't judging me right now. My inner being ain't judging anyone right now. My inner being is unconditional love. So this is really powerful stuff. Powerful first for you to know that you are loved in every single moment. And I don't care who, what, why, where you are loved in every single moment. If you are struggling and you're needing to take substances to feel better, you are so loved right now. And you just tell yourself, I'm doing the best I can. And when I'm ready to make a choice that's right for me, the next right choice, I'll make that choice. And my inner being loves me now. And I'm so supported. And, for some people, the path of least resistance is drowning out all the pain they're feeling with a substance, and there's a myriad of that going on. We've all done, like I've, used food that way when I wasn't ready to look at certain things. And that is perfectly okay. Where we are in any moment is perfectly okay. We're all doing our best to see with the light we've been given and the light we can currently see with. And that's really powerful healing thing just to embody, because even if we see someone in a disconnected moment, it can just be like, hey man, I get it. I've been there. I might be there in 10 minutes. I'll see you there. I might be there tomorrow. In every single day, we are going to have moments of thinking we are disconnected, of feeling disconnected. When truly, this little guy ain't going anywhere. He's going to love you 24/7 no matter what. And if you can try and wrap your head around this next bit, if you weren't constantly loved, if this little guy wasn't there, sorry, little friend, if this little guy wasn't there and you wanted to feel bad and you wanted to think negative things about people or yourself, dislike yourself, it would feel fine. It would feel completely fine to do that. But because, this is the twist, because we are pure light, love, unconditional love, because 90% of us is that, and that's who we truly are and really are, it's like It's like a marriage that you can never divorce from, you know? You're stuck with love. It's the perfect setup. If you want to feel good, when you're ready, and when you start thinking like your little mate does, the larger 90% part of you, you'll be right. Now, guys, I want to say something really important here is that have fun. Don't take anything too seriously. Have fun with it. Talk to your inner being. I don't give a shit what people think. They think if I'm a crazy person talking to my spirit guides and this and that, so be it. You know, like, you have to be authentically you. You have to be authentically you. There is only one of you, and we need you to be you. It is so exhausting to not be yourself. We want you to show us who you are. Be yourself and be kind with yourself, and let that come out what's in a way that's right for you and natural for you when you're ready. But your inner being sees you 24/7 and thinks you're bloody awesome. Laughs with you, laughs along, probably sometimes at you, you know. It's so important not to take it all too seriously. So important to be able to laugh at yourself, you know. Sometimes once you're actually at that level of just being able to laugh at it, you've that's like the final point of a true healing, when you can just laugh at it. It's not all, I mean, and at the same time, when you're not ready to laugh at it, be okay with that, you know? Everything is process. I think it's also important to just uh, say that every single person on this planet has an inner being. How exciting is that? Every single person on this planet is 90% in more in non-physical, being guided by their team of light. You know, it's always there. Whether we hear it and act on it or not, it's always there. It gives me a lot of, it just makes me feel good. It's not my business if someone's listening to it or not. It's not my business. It's my business. I've chosen to think all the things that make me feel good, that sit well on my heart, that resonate with this little guy. And what I'm emanating out is raising collective consciousness, and it affects everyone. And everyone who's in the vicinity or who's near enough to that frequency will feel it. You know, people who might be in lower frequencies, you know, they might be ready to hear it. Love is so powerful. It can totally shift people from lower frequencies to high, because it's who we are. It's a larger part of us. It's always calling us. Always calling us. You know, I received something really powerful today, and it was this message that, you're never going to be helped, aided, or assisted in things you don't want, things that aren't right for you. So Source is never going to come along and help you do anything negative to another being. Source ain't in that party. Inner being ain't in that party. You get no angelic help or support doing anything to negatively impact on anyone or anything. There's no team of light, there's no party there supporting that. It's a very limp, powerless, really won't carry much weight or levity. And that's a wonderful thing. And that's another way our little mate and our team of light are calling us. They're ignoring all that, those shadow sides of us, saying, no, come over here. This is what you really want. You want to reconnect. You want to feel good. So that's powerful when we think about, at the moment on the planet, it might look like there's a lot of sort of mob mentality, a lot of bullying, a lot of sort of fascist sort of things being exposed. Just powerfully know Source ain't supporting any of that. Source ain't supporting anything about oppressing another person. All those people are going to run out of steam. Love is so powerful. So, so powerful. They've all got inner beings calling them. Anytime you are trying to suppress another human being, that stuff is going to age you. That stuff is going to create all kinds of health manifestations that are not what you want. Anytime you push against another, the cultivation of hate and judgment on your energetic system, that's what leads to all sorts of manifestations in our body we don't want. I just want everyone to know that for you, you are so powerful. You get to choose. Okay? You get to choose. There is no assertion. So if you don't want to feel any of those things, okay, I'm going to do a video on law of attraction. This one was on our inner being. But I want to quickly say again, like I did in our first video, that no one can assert in your experience without you energetically inviting them by judging them and pushing against them. So if you want to be for something, just be for it. Don't be against other things. And then you can, when you're in alignment, when you're in your love, when you're listening to your little mate, if love is inspiring you and calling you to go out and be for something, trust me, there are people in all kinds of places that are aligned powerfully to help people in minorities, to help people that are being suppressed by, there is a narcissistic energy at the moment in some, people that are trying to get into power and things like that. People have made those energetic choices, but I'm telling you, they are not powerful choices. They're just so not powerful. And people that go and try and follow these people and get close to these people, it's never the payoff. It's never the payoff. They get close and they get burnt by the fire. They're like, oh, I thought you were going to be this person, or I thought you were for me. But like I said in the first video, every energetic choice is perfect and okay for that person's soul's unfoldment and understanding. And talking doesn't teach. It's really life experience that teaches us. And some people need that life experience. We all need life experience. Some people, will be called to go do those sorts of lower frequency things. You know, sometimes they will do that. They'll be called to go do that because sometimes the path of least resistance for them is to actually go put their hand in the fire directly and quickly to go, oh shit, that did not feel good, you know? And sometimes that's the quick path of least resistance way that, you know, our team of light can help bring us back. Because sometimes, no matter how much someone hears something, we've all got an inner being. And if they're not hearing their inner being, they're not going to hear anyone else. And sometimes that's their quick way back to the light. And the most powerful thing we can do is not judge them. I don't want to be judged in my negative moments. Source ain't judging me. Who am I to judge someone else? I've always been unconditionally loved. Why wouldn't I extend that? And don't kick yourself in the butt when you do judge someone. It's okay. There's a difference between, okay, just discerning, all right, this isn't right for me, I'll go over here. That's not judgment. That's just discernment. That's self-empowerment. That's guidance. That's your little guys going, maybe not. Let's go over here. Let's go back to the light. It's all process, guys. I'm very passionate about putting this empathy out through all of this stuff. Putting this empathy out and knowing that there is so much light on the planet. And that is why these people that are choosing these mob mentalities, these suppressing type packs, are feeling freer to show their full colors right now. And that is a good thing for everyone to see it. There's a lot of learning and understanding. There's a lot of learning and understanding of that's what narcissism looks like. Because sometimes we don't understand it till we actually see it. So there's just endless sort of blessings and unfoldings. And, if there wasn't so much love on the planet, so much light on the planet, it wouldn't be like shining a light on this stuff, on the shadow. We are getting there. We are here powerfully doing what we signed up for. We're all, walking with our themes we chose. Some of us are, choosing an army life. Some of us chose war-torn countries. Some of us chose to be an LGBTQ person. Some of us chose to be born into families where we were taught to be, to suppress people. There's so many variables. And in each unfoldment, it's all about coming back to the light and coming back to the love and coming back to that first true emanation of who we are, pure positive light being, and learning what feels right, what feels good, what fills me, what guides me, what sustains me, what's going to be there no matter what 24/7, what is going to be there when perhaps I am sitting in a war-torn country, sitting there with a gun, trying to protect myself. What is there for me in that moment? Your inner being is there, guiding you, telling you it's going to be okay, you know. You have a powerful team of light around you. We are with you. We love you. You are so strong. We're going to guide you through this. And, no matter what happens, guys, we all eventually, we know, right? This experience, it's got an expiry date. We go back to pure light and pure love, fully replenished. Our souls expanded. We've powerfully become more from this human experience. Nothing wasted. Only light, only love, only appreciation for how you've expanded consciousness from your, soul's choosing for your themes that you wanted to explore. Everyone in non-physical supporting you and loving you. So I really just wanted to lay some foundations for your inner being. It's one of the most important components of all of this coming together. Wherever you are doing fucking great. Give yourself a break. Tell yourself you are. You are an emanation of light, love. You are constantly loved by your team, and nothing else will do. That's the truth, okay? You're a being of light, of love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being authentically you as best you can in any moment. Thank you for what you're bringing to the table. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.